This boy is going to believe that the shoes are God. So how is it fair that a man who is far away from Jesus when he's born, what's his relationship with God, and how can he find God? The same way that a Christian man found God in a home where his mother goes, Christ is the way, the truth, the life.
That's a very sensitive, thoughtful question, George. And you're right, it's not fair. You're absolutely right. A lot of our childhoods are not fair. All of our parents hurt us in some way, and although I love the living daylights out of this guy, I, because of my sinfulness, hurt him, and I hurt his two brothers as well. When I sinned, when I lost my temper, when I was selfish, I hurt my kids, and my parents hurt me. So you're right, life is not fair. Okay, so what do you do with a person who says, well, Cliff, I'm just at the beginning, what do I do? I say, you know, I wish you and I could take a trip to the Grand Canyon. And as we're standing there at the edge of the Grand Canyon, if I say to you, wow, aren't I awesome? That's embarrassing. Cliff, you're standing in front of the Grand Canyon. It is so awe-inspiring, and what are you caught up with? Myself. Okay, now we're not going to be able to do that, are we, George? You and I are not going to be able to go to the Grand Canyon today or tomorrow. All we got to do is go out tonight when it's real dark. Look up at the moon and the stars. Begin to contemplate the vastness of the galaxy, the vastness of the universe. Am I going to stand there and say, wow, George, aren't I awesome? That is to part company with reality. Yes, we are awesome because God created us, and that's good. But there is someone far bigger than Cliff, far bigger than all of us put together. And when you begin to contemplate that and allow the awesomeness of God, the awesomeness of the majesty of his creation to sink in, you're beginning to open up your heart to God. And then the second thing I would encourage people to do is read the Gospels. Don't start in Genesis in the Bible in the beginning. Go 3/4 of the way through to the New Testament, the first 4 books of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, because that's the eyewitness account of Jesus of Nazareth. How he lived, how he treated people, what he taught ethically, how he died, praying, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. Man, I'd have been saying, God, nail those suckers for nailing me to a cross. Not Christ. He prays, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. But fourthly, and most importantly, in those Gospels, read about how 3 days after he died, he physically, bodily rose from the dead. Now, this Jesus who rose from the dead said, I love you, God loves you. Guess what, George? If you die and rise from the dead, I will listen very carefully to everything you have to say, because the evidence is you're in touch with reality. All right, that's exactly what Jesus pulled off. He died, he rose from the dead. And so when he says that God loves you and that God has a future for you that includes eternity when you put your faith in him and accept that invitation that you talked about so beautifully at the beginning of this show, wow, you